Hi everybody, sorry I couldn't be there for math class today, but the good news is we're going to work through this lesson together, and the better news is that if you think I'm going too fast, you could put me on pause at any time you need to. Please open your book to page 625. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. Turn to page 625. And again, if you need me to stop at any point, just click that pause button. We're going to practice doing some converting today. So for number 1, they want us to convert 540 minutes into hours. So let's take a look at what we know. We are going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, right? We're going from minutes to hours. So that means we'll have to divide. Let's take a look at how many minutes are in 1 hour. Let's see. Oh, look, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So we're going to divide 540 by 60, because for every 60 minutes here, it's going to be equal to 1 hour. So I know that 60 cannot go into 5. 60 cannot go into 4. So we have to do some guess and check here. 540. We're going to multiply 60 by something to get as close as possible to 540. I'm going to try 60 times 8. And 0 times 8 is 0. And 8 times 6 is 48. So 60 times 8 is 480, but we needed to get as close as possible to 540. I bet you I could fit one more group of 60 in there. So let's try 60 times 9. Again, if I'm going too fast, please pause the video. Okay. 0 times 9 is 0. 9 times 6 is 54. Ooh, look at that! 60 times 9 is 540 exactly. So 60 goes into 540 9 times with no remainder. So 540 minutes equals 9 hours. Number 2. This D stands for days. So 8 days equals blank hours. Well, we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, right? Because days are bigger than hours. So that means we're going to have to multiply. So there are 8 days here that we're converting. Well, I know there's 24 hours in 1 day. So I can do 24 times 8 to find out how many hours are in 8 days. 8 times 4 is 32. Regroup that 3. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 3 more is 19. So there are 192 hours in 8 days. Wow. Now, if we look at number 3, we're going to have a mixed conversion here, a mixed measure, because I see a slot for days and I see a slot for hours. So we're going to have hours left over. So they're asking us to convert 110 hours into days, and we'll have some hours left. So we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, because days is a larger measurement than hours. So we have 110 hours. Let's see how many hours are in one day. There are 24 hours in one day. So I'm going to divide by 24. 24 can't go into 1, can't go into 11, but I'm guessing it can go into 110 a couple times. So I'm going to try 24 times 4 and see where that gets me. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. So 24 times 4 brings me to 96. That's as close as I'm going to be able to get. Because if I did 24 times 5, I would get a bigger number than 110. So I can't go any larger. So it can go in about 4 times. Then we set up our subtraction. 0 minus 6 you can't do. Go next door, borrow 10 more. 10 minus 6 is 4. Can't do 0 minus 9. Go next door, borrow 10 more. But we can do 10 minus 9, which is 4, or 1. So we have a remainder of 14. So 110 hours is equal to 4 full days with 14 hours left over. We could not make another day because it takes 24 hours to make one day. And we only had 14 hours left over. Cannot do that. Okay. All right, so for number 4, we're doing elapsed time. For number 4, we're doing elapsed time. We're starting at 9:17. And we're going forward 5 hours and 18 minutes. So the easiest thing to do, I think, would be the hours first. So I could do 9 hours plus 5 hours. So if I'm starting here, 9 to 10 would be 1 hour. 10 to 11 would be 2. 11 to 12 would be 3. 12 to 1 would be 4 hours. And 1 to 2 would be 5 hours. We went past 12 o'clock, so that means we're going to be switching from AM to PM. So if we went ahead just 5 hours, it would be 2:17 p.m. But we're not done. It's going ahead 5 hours and 18 minutes. So we need to add these 18 minutes to 2:17. So if I did 17 plus 18 on the side over here, I know 8 plus 7 is 15. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So once we add those 18 minutes, we're looking at 2:35 p.m. There we go. I added the minutes on the side because I think it looks a little bit neater. I didn't want to add it with the time symbol because I feel like it would get confusing. So that's why I added it on the side. Let's take a look at number 5. Pause the screen if I'm going too fast. Number 5. The start time is 11:38. The elapsed time, the time that's going by, is 3 hours and 10 minutes. So I'm going to add the hours first. So 11:38 plus 1 hour would be 12:38. Because we're going past 12, it switches to PM. So that's plus 1 hour. Let's add another hour. It'd be 1:38. And another hour, because 3 hours go by, would be 2:38. So we added our hours. Now we need to add our minutes. 3 hours and 10 minutes go by. So I'm going to add 10 minutes to 38. 38 plus 10 is 48. So this is plus 10 minutes. 2:48 p.m. because we went past 12. Make sure you have the correct p.m. there. You could have drawn a clock. You could have used a number line. That's fine. Let's do number 6. All right. So now they give us the end time. They give us the amount of time that passed. We need to find out what the start time was. So if we're going backwards, I would recommend going using the clock method. I think that would be a little bit easier. So the easiest part to this would be to go backwards the 2 hours. So an hour before 1:15 p.m. would be 12:15. So that would be -1, not +1, -1 hour. And then if we go back another hour, it would be 11:15. Because we went behind 12 o'clock, we switched to AM. So we did our hours. Now it's time to do our minutes. The easiest way for me to do that is to draw the clock. Oops, I could space those out a little bit better. There we go. All right, so right now we are looking at 11:15. That's what the clock is showing. We need to go back another 37 minutes. So I know if I go from 3 to 2, that would be -5 minutes. From 2 to 1 would be -10 minutes. To go from 1 to 12 would be -15 minutes. To go from 12 to 11, that would be -20 minutes. -25 minutes. -30 minutes. I'm going to draw that here. -30 minutes. -35 minutes. And we wanted 37. So since we're going backwards, if we took away 35 minutes, it would be 10:40. But we're not done yet because they took away 37, not 35. So we need to take away 2 minutes from 40. 40 minus 2 is 38. And since we went backwards past 12, it would go from PM to AM. So 10:38 AM was the start time. Pause the video if I'm going too fast. Okay? Let's take a look at number 7. They give us an end time. They're asking us to find the start time. So, I know I kind of went over my space here. I'm going to draw a little separation thing to keep myself organized. So we're starting at 5:30 p.m. The time that passes is 2 hours and 1/4. 2 1/4 hours. Remember, 1/4 equals 15 minutes. So really, it's the same as saying 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's it. So we're going backwards. All right, let's go backwards to hours first. 5:30 minus 1 hour would be 4:30. Minus 1. 4:30 minus 1 hour would be 3:30. Minus 1. So we did the hours. Now we need to subtract those 15 minutes. 30 minus 15 is 15. So if we did 3:30 minus 15 minutes, we would get 3:15 p.m. I know I didn't have a lot of room there. I tried to keep it as neat as possible. All right, and we're going to skip number 8 for now. I'll try to do an example like that on the review. It's just too hard. If I'm not actually there with you, it's too hard to try and explain it. So we'll do an example like number 8 on the review. For now, let's go to number 9. It says, how could you explain how you could find the number of seconds in a full 24-hour day? All right, I bet you this is going to be a multi-step problem. So let's take what we know. I know that in one day there are 24 hours. So we're going to have to go from hours to minutes first, and then from minutes to seconds. So first you'd have to multiply. So everybody writes, I would multiply 24 by 60 minutes. Right? Because there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, but we have 24 hours. So first I would multiply 24 by 60 minutes. And if we did 24 times 60, we get 1,440 minutes. Then I know there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. So then I'd multiply 1,440 by 60 seconds. Let's see what we get. Times 60. Well, that first row is going to be all zeros because anything times 0 is 0. Add our placeholder. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 2 more, 26. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 more is 8. Whew! So there are 86,400 seconds in one 24-hour day. Wow. I hope this is helpful. We'll talk a little bit about this on Wednesday. So if you're unclear about something, you can rewind this video and listen to me repeat the information so it makes sense a little bit better. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.